Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Starting Mad, here with a YuGiOh commentary, and I'm going to be briefly discussing my thoughts on the current format and the meta as it stands. Now, if you've been following YuGiOh, and you are probably aware that Breakers of Shadow is recently released, so it has changed the game quite a bit, let's just say. It's certainly made one-turn kills a lot more prominent and a lot more likely if you don't open well. And pendulums were pretty average before, but they are now single-handedly wiping their asses with every other deck or archetype that comes up against them. In particular PePe, which is just search upon search upon search, and it just takes going plus to a whole new level, because on their first turn they could have Igniter on the field. They could maybe go into Trap Tricks Raffalesia, sorry about that. Terrible at pronouncing names in this game. A set of scales that could have drawn about 5 different cards off Lizard Draw and all that, and bloody Guy Turtle and that smiley prick monkey board. They are crazy right now. I mean, they are literally single-handedly one of the hardest decks probably to get over, and if you open badly with them, against them, sorry, you're screwed. And equally, you're only going to stand a chance if you're playing one of the higher level decks. Decks that can go to toe with the rare PePe are Cosmos. They're they're like the second best deck really. They can get their cards out quite quickly, and with emergency teleport they can go from farm girl into a whole load of other shenanigans in the battle phase, I might add, and it makes like mass change heroes look freaking tame in comparison. So yeah, the Cosmos are a pretty powerful deck since BOSH came out, and they do have some new additions like Tin Can and Dark Eclipser, which makes them as a whole a lot stronger. And they have some good matchups against PePe since they can't be targeted, and for the most part, if they start off good, then they can really maintain quite a little bit of control. Another deck that has shown to be having some potential, even if it's a little off the radar as such, it's Mermails. They have quite a lot of consistency, especially if they get a certain monster into the graveyard. I believe it's one of the Neptibus monsters or something. I've only just come back to the game, so I'm still learning a lot of stuff, learning a lot of card names, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Abyss Megalo. Damn that word. Damn, why so hard to pronounce, YuGiOh, please. But yeah, Abyss Megalo, as soon as it hits the field, equip it with that spell. You may as well just go GG, walk home. It's like, as soon as that card hits the field, it's game over. I mean, PePe at least goes through a lot of shenanigans to get their cards on the field. Abyss just hits the field and it's game over there and then, sadly. But I've had a few close run-ins with Mermails. The closest I got them down to was 200 life points and then still got defeated, which tells you a lot about how powerful they are and how much potential they could have, especially going forward, and especially when the ban list hits, which I might do a video on. I have no idea. I'm just kind of doing a lot of random stuff, experimenting, testing the water and seeing what happens. Other decks to watch out for, I believe, would be possibly Infernoid. They have some potential. Diviety and Petrulia combos can really hurt a Pendulum deck. They can also go toe to toe with Cosmo if you can stall them long enough to stop them getting out the big hitters. Infernoids really do have a bad matchup against, for some strange reason, Fluffles and, well, Mermails. They're the two ones I've struggled with. People might have a different setup and it might be easier for them. I have no idea. I've just really kind of been experimenting, finding what decks I enjoy and just running with them. The one thing I can definitely say for sure though is that PePe is definitely going to dominate in the months to come until the ban list hits, simply because the search is just so amazing off the first go. I mean, as soon as they set them scales, and they're pretty much set for life, and as soon as they set some back row, they can usually just replenish them skills like that, and it's like all the work you put in to destroy them is just negated and gone. It's may as well just scoop there and then and go into the next game and try and hit them again. But for the most part, there's not much to counter them, because you can go into Naturia Beast, but Naturia Beast is usually on their side of the field by that point, and you might as well give up trying to set spells and using spells, because you won't be able to, because they'll be negated. And let's not forget, Cyber Dragon Infinity from Ptolemaeus or any other level 5 if they feel bold enough to use a level 5 machine in the deck. Either way, as soon as they go from Ptolemaeus into Nova, they can go to Infinity, and boom, you may as well give up there and then as well, because they've got a lot of materials and a lot of chances to negate you. I mean, you can bait out Cyber Dragon and it does work. I find it quite fun to bait it out and eventually just say bye bye, good effort, but not good enough. There is some satisfaction to defeating PePe. I have to admit, I do like overcoming it, because it's like, oh, what a shame, what a shame. You tried, but it wasn't good enough in the end. Another thing to add would be, is the current format fun to play? And I think it depends on overall your play style and how into Yu-Gi-Oh you are. If you're more of a casual player, it's maybe not as fun because you might not have the money to get these decks, and you may find yourself going to a locals and just getting absolutely blown the fuck away. It's the best way to put it. And I mean, I went to my last 2 locals. The first time I went, it was pretty okay. Even with the semi-complete Dark Worlds, I was able to actually get a few single matches under my belt, even though I did shit as a whole. And then the second time I went, Dark Worlds just got obliterated. Didn't stand a chance, too slow against the almighty PePe or Pendulum Magicians or whatever it is that they're playing. So in the end I just thought, you know what, I'm tired of getting beat with Dark Worlds. As fun as they are to play, they just aren't competitive enough in the current format. So I'm going to build an Infernoid deck and see where it takes me, because I think that might be the best shot I have at the minute. And it's pretty cheap to build, well, except for Harmadic, who's really expensive, don't ask why. I would personally think that Petrulia or even Deviety would be the more expensive one, because they can put in some fucking work if you get them on the first turn. And especially if you mill Deviety, then you could go straight into him and pop the skills and say, well, it was nice skills you have there. So yeah, as you can clearly tell, I am enjoying my time with Infernoids. So we're going to move on to the more competitive stuff. And I feel if you're competitive, or you're wanting to get in competitive like I kind of am, because I'm just naturally a competitive person and I love a challenge. I like to grab a challenge by the horns and see where I go, even if I fail time and time again. It's all about the journey in the end. And I think competitive is going to be good. I think even though PePe is dominating, it's not set in stone. It can definitely be beaten. You just need to know what the side deck, what the main deck. For me, the main deck cards are Twin Twisters, Breakthrough Skill to stop Scroll Acrobat Search on the opening turn. It's freaking... if they summon Scroll Acrobat, you activate Breakthrough Skill, they can't get their search off. And even they might do something else, but they're not able to get as much momentum behind them as they would like. They might still have some plays to make, but it might not be as bad situation. Like, they may not have a full field, or you may be able to get over Scroll Acrobat next turn. In the end, I think with PePe, it's the best thing to do is just to stall it out. Either that's with Anti-Spell Fragrance if you're running it. Not much that can really overcome them, except for like Naturia Beast and a few other cards that come to mind. Really, it's one of them decks where if you play defensively, then you might be alright, but as soon as you play aggressively, then you're going to get screwed, especially if you're like me and you like to overextend by leaving no Infernoids to banish, because, you know, putting them all into a Deviety. But for the most part, it's certainly competitive. It's certainly interesting, although I wouldn't go on DN, because everyone on Dual Network is literally playing PePe, a version of PePe, or just something else completely Pendulum related. Don't get me wrong, there are a few Cosmo players and there are a few other Brave players out there playing more rogue decks, but for the most part it's all PePe. Even on DevPro it's all PePe. Of course, there is one final deck I'm going to mention before this ends, and that is the Monarchs. The Monarchs certainly are going to have a lot of interesting matchups when the structure deck is released, so that's something to watch out for in the future. Will the Monarchs be able to compete with PePe? And I do think maybe, not entirely, because PePe is pretty powerful, but definitely they stand a chance. So with that, guys, thanks for watching, and have fun dueling. As much fun as you can have, really, in the